Hi folks, John Cordisco back again. Wow, wow, wow. Hell of a game here, folks. I'll tell you guys, if you're missing out, if you're not watching any of the action on the US Championship, and not because I'm from the United States I say that. This is a hell of a tournament. The ladies section is just blood all over the place. It's great to watch. But this game here is special. It's a hell of a game. Wesley So, new to the American Federation, originally from the Philippines. I believe he's number 5, 6 in the world, something like that, is white. And Sam Sevian, new Grandmaster. I believe he's the youngest Grandmaster at 14 years old. We're going to see this game. It's a hell of a game. It's one of those deals where it goes back and forth, back and forth. It's going to be a semi-Slav. Wesley So is white. Sam Sevian is black. I got to say up front, there's a 240-point rating difference between So and Sevian. It's just going to be a semi-Slav, so I'll go through the opening a little quick. We're not really here to study opening theory. Pawn takes, bishop takes, b5, bishop comes back, bishop b7, a3, rook c8. Okay. I go to that point because that's where the computer says that's the last book move. Small advantage for white. Really nothing spectacular. They're just playing. Queen e2, b4. Computer likes. Wesley decided to go knight to g5. Well, let's see. Interesting. h6 to kick the knight. The knight would just go from g5 to e4. He decides to go c5. Now, see if you can find the move. It's also the computer move. And of course, it's bishop takes h7. He has to go to h8. He can't take. If knight takes, he mates. King has to go here. Now it's hairy already. We're on move 13. And this is a kid who's 14 years old. He's played in a lot of junior clothes and junior championships. Youngest Grandmaster in the world. What to do, what to do. Computer likes h4, and I do as well. But Wesley decided to go f4. Thought about knight taking b5, those of you that were wondering. After bishop takes check, king takes, knight checks, king, c takes. And black is winning. It's not one game, but he's ahead, point and a half. After f4, g6. I mean, we're not even moved 15 yet, and the pressure's already on. Of course, he takes. Pawn takes. So those of you that were wondering if knight had taken instead, it's all the same scenario. Queen to b1 this time, bishop c5. It's an even game even though it's crazy. After bishop takes, f takes. Computer likes queen takes g6. I like hitting that queen right in the face of the king. Now knight takes b5, they're close. Decided to do that instead. And this is where Sam, I think, maybe stumbles under pressure. He plays queen to e7. And it's over a 2-point advantage now already around move 16. Computer likes bishop to b8. Queen takes, queen e8. Checks, king g8. A little less than a point advantage. He's got 4 pawns for a piece. That's a lot of pawns. But after queen to g7, he decides to take with the queen. Bishop b8. D takes. Rook takes. Those of you keeping score, he has 4 pawns for the bishop. Oh, man, look at this. Just look at this craziness. I do have to say, though, White's dark squared bishop doesn't have much to do right now, but we'll have to see how that works out. Wesley So goes knight to d4. And that's the computer showing that white's ganging up on the e6 pawn. Yeah, no kidding. Rook to g8, hitting the queen. Queen checks. Knight comes back. It's about almost a 2-point advantage now for white. And we're on move 20. And the Sevian's got to be feeling the pressure. Now, if you ever see this kid, he doesn't really show a lot of emotion. But those are the ones that usually don't show a lot. Unlike Carl Nakamura, Gary Kasparov, they're very animated about their feelings. You can see it. This kid is just stone face. And I do have to say, probably inside, he's just dying. e4. And every move is critical. When you're down like this and you're feeling this pressure, every single move is critical. Knight d to f6. You can see he's surrounding his king with pieces. And well, he should. b4. Those of you that were wondering about knight takes. Rook c2. Queen h3. Knight takes e4. And black is winning. After b4, rook takes. The knight. Pawn takes. Bishop e4. Excuse me, e5. Great move. Great move. That's a hell of a move there, to be honest with you. Bishop. Now the knight goes to g4. And it looks like that maybe Sam's starting to squirm out of this a little bit. Those of you keeping track, this is one of those really weird imbalances. White has a rook and 4 pawns. Black has a bishop and a knight. Tough, tough, tough. And this is where I think Wesley miscues. We're on move 24. Computer likes queen to h3, and I agree. Hitting the knight. Queen to h3, hitting the knight. And then this pawn's attacked twice when the knight moves. Now where's the knight going to go? He says to go queen to h5. And all of a sudden, it went from, let's give you an idea here, almost a pawn and a half advantage for white to over 2-point advantage for black instantly. That's almost a 4-point swing with one move. Just that casual move. Give you an idea, after queen to h3, rook takes, rook a to c1. White's still doing okay. But he went queen to h5. Queen takes. He should really take, but he goes queen to h3 instead, and now the points are piling up. They had taken, traded queens instead, and knight takes. Black's had by almost 2 points, but white might be able to scroll out of this. After queen to h3, queen to e3 check. Queen takes, knight takes, rook f2. It looks like the kid has finally got some breathing room. Look at his poor king in the corner with the rook and the knight. Finally going to be able to get out. Knight to g5. Here comes his pieces. Also, his pieces just come alive. King to h1. Knight to c4. Hitting the bishop. Bishop has to move. Knight takes. Now it hits the bishop again. Rook has to go after the bishop. Knight takes. Rook takes. Bishop takes. Rook to f1. Now it's 3 pieces for a rook and 2 pawns. The game is over. Let's go through the end of it here. Checks. King. Pawn. e5. Rook. Knight e3. h4. Trying to get some weird mating net with the pawns and the rooks, but it's just not even near enough. Knight d4. Here comes, look at black's pieces swarming around white's king. Rook, king, Check. King goes up. There's nowhere to go. 8-7. Here it comes. Rook F1. And that's where Wesley So, number 5 in the world, loses to the youngest grandmaster in the world, 14 years old, a 240-point rating difference. Well done, Sam. I'll tell you, the Americans are coming. The Americans are coming, folks, in world chess. All these young guys, they're coming. It's going to be like the 1930s, long before the Russians took over. Or I should say the Soviet Union, the former Soviet Union. Give you an idea what would have happened after king, knight checks, king, rook, king, rook. Give you an idea. It's just chasing them around. And then the other knight mates. Pretty sweet mate. Anyway, folks, that's a great game from round 3 of the U.S. Championship 2015 being played in beautiful, beautiful Chess Club and Scholastic Center in St. Louis. And as I always say, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.